You guys, Aaron here, and I'm showing you guys gameplay of the new Man of War Industrial Revolution Ranked Master 1 reward. I'll show you guys some gameplay and talk about the faster ways to rank up. So the gun itself is pretty good. I think it's probably the highest damage assault rifle, honestly. It has 75 damage. It's pretty comparable to an AK-47, I guess. Recoil isn't the best on it, but it's not terrible. Fire rate is pretty good. The gun is pretty strong though. I highly recommend going for it because this is one of the pay-to-wins that came out. Was it during Season 3 or Season 2? I don't remember. And I don't remember if it was a lucky draw or a crate. But it was a pay-to-win weapon, so I recommend going for it because it's actually a pretty good weapon, and I don't know when the next chance you'll have to get this weapon for free is. It seems like all the pay-to-win weapons that come out for free now, you have one chance to get them, and that's probably going to be it. So I recommend going for it. You have to hit master ranked, so in ranked. So like, it was a bit of a grind. It took me about a week to do. I mean, it wasn't like grinding super hard every day, but it still took a decent amount of time. But yeah, the gun itself is pretty good. The attachments I was using on it is red dot, of course, quick draw, foregrip, and fast reload. Reload is still a tiny bit slow, but it's not like that bad. It's still pretty fast, but I wish it was a little bit faster, but it's still not bad at all. But overall, like I said, the gun is pretty good. I haven't played with it enough to compare to the other assault rifles, but immediately I got like AK-47 vibes from it. Before this update, like AK-47 before it got buffed up a little bit. So I think the AK-47 got a buff where like recoil decrease, I think, or something like that. But yeah, so how I ranked up pretty fast. I started off at Elite 1 and then ranked up to Master 1. Basically what you have to do is, well, the first thing I recommend doing is if you're not in a rush, like I wanted to get this gameplay video out, so I was grinding hard for it. But if you're not in a rush to get to Man of War, wait until the last week of the season. That's probably the best thing you could do, because all the good players have already ranked up past Master, or at least up to Master. So you're not going to be facing any super sweaty tryhard players. You're going to be facing newer players or players that aren't as good, that are having trouble ranking up. So if you wait till the last week, you'll probably be facing easier players. You'll be able to blaze through games a lot faster and win a lot more. And obviously winning makes your rank increase faster, of course. So that's the first thing I would say you'd do. Secondly, you have to use probably the most overpowered things in the game you can possibly use. And right now, everyone's using the ASM-10, of course, because I got a buff. It's pretty good. I highly recommend using it. MSMC isn't being used as much because it got nerfed, but it's still pretty strong at really close ranges, I'd say. I think the main SMG I see people using is probably, I think it's like between the AK-74, the PDW, and the MSMC. Honestly, it seems kind of tied now. And GKS is going up there now too because people are starting to unlock it. So maybe it'll change in the future, but for now, that's what I'm seeing currently. I mean, it's only the first week of the season, so not everyone has the GKS yet. But yeah, the PDW, the AK-74, and the MSMC, I'm seeing used pretty equally, honestly, I'd say. So any of those three for SMGs is good. No one uses LMGs. Don't use an LMG. You're just slow. It takes a long time to reload. It takes a long time to aim in. Snipers, a lot of people still use the DLQ-33, of course. It's a pretty reliable one-shot. But honestly, all three of the snipers are pretty solid as long as you aim properly. People still use the Type 25, of course. But I still think the ASM-10 might be the best assault rifle in the game currently. With maybe the Type 25 coming in second, I don't know. But yeah, ASM-10 for sure is definitely the most used weapon. A lot of people use it. So that's probably the most used weapon in ranked right now, I think, honestly. So for perks and stuff, for the first slot, Flak Jacket is obviously useful, Fast Recover is useful, Lightweight is useful. Yeah, and basically all the perks in the first slot besides Persistence and Agile are pretty good. Second slot, Hardwire is super useful. You don't trigger trip mines, which a lot of people use trip mines. Which I also recommend you use trip mines because, especially because in ranked you get a lot of search and destroy matches. So you have to like, it sucks you can't change your loadouts in the game, and you can't change your score streaks in the game, but you have to kind of have classes prepared for every game mode. Hardpoint, Domination, Team Deathmatch doesn't really matter as much, and Search and Destroy. So yeah, Tracker and Hardwire are probably the two I'd use for the second slot. With Ghost, insert and destroy score streaks don't really matter. So like Ghost isn't that useful, and Cold Blood isn't that useful, and Vulture isn't that useful. Toughness is decent, but I'd still recommend using Hardwired or Tracker. Third slot, Dead Silence, obviously. Alert is pretty decent too, but I think Dead Silence is the best perk in the third slot. Engineer, like, isn't kind of whatever. If you're going to use Hardwired, you're not triggering trip mines, there's no point using Engineer. But yeah, third slot, definitely use Dead Silence. Alert is pretty decent too. Specialist skill, Hive is probably the best thing in the game right now, honestly. Especially for objective game modes. The Transform Shield is decent too if for domination, if you're trying to capture the B flag. But I mean, all the specialist skills are pretty decent. I think basically anything except for the Tempest and Gravity Spikes I'd recommend using. The Death Machine is alright. I think I'd take the War Machine and the Purifier over the Death Machine. But still, the Hive and the Transform Shield are probably the two best things in the game right now for specialist or operator skills. So yeah, and obviously, like I said, use the Trip Mine. Your Tactical Grenade, Concussion Grenade is probably the better one. Flash Grenade is good too, though. But I mean, oddly, those doesn't really matter too much. For your score streaks, obviously UAV, counter UAV, and whatever else you want to use. Honestly, I usually just use those two things, or maybe the Contra Kill or something like that. I keep the score streaks low. Cause I mean, unless you're like super amazing at the game and you know you're gonna be able to get a veto, I just keep them low. UAV, counter UAV, and then either Hunter Killer or Predator Missile is pretty good too. But yeah, it's pretty much all I can say. I mean, just keep grinding out ranked. Play ranked matches only. Like, don't play anything else. And if you're not in any rush to get the Mana War, wait until the last week when all the super try-hard players rank up, so you don't have to face any of them. You're facing newer players or, I guess, crappier players. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll show you guys this weapon and show you guys, or tell you guys how I ranked up pretty fast, and probably the best way to rank up is, like, obviously I ranked up in the first week. I didn't wait until the last week because I want to show you guys the gameplay. But yeah, if you wait until the last week, it's so much easier, trust me. I've done it before in the past where I waited until like way later in the season to rank up. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this weapon. Thanks for watching. Peace.